What's up, Titan Nation? Breaking news as the Tennessee Titans decide to part ways with Rand Carthon after only 2 years of the GM. It's a surprise and not a surprise. A lot of people saw that there was going to be change. It has to be change, right? The season falling 3-14, terrible defense, offense. The Titans in general did not perform as well as they wanted to, especially with their vision, right? That's what they said earlier in the season. Brian Callahan went up there, Rand Carthon went up there, and they said, hey, we have a vision. This is what we want. And it really, this season has been nothing but more of a big disappointment. You can blame some on Callahan, can blame some on Rand, Chad Brinker, another person, Amy Adams Strunk. The list goes on and on. Okay, now I think the general population, the group of the Tennessee Titans as a whole, I think doesn't fall on one person. I really don't think so. I don't think it's really fair. It's not fair to kind of put Rand in that situation. It looked like it was more of a lose-lose situation for Rand Carthon as coming in and trying to mend and fix the pieces of this Tennessee Titans that has been just been pretty much coming into the situation, coming into the Tennessee Titans and having already messed up by J-Rob, trying to fix J-Rob's mess-ups. The A.J. Brown situation. The drafting, the first-round bust that we've had from J-Rob. I feel like Rand didn't have enough time. You can't mend, you can't get everything in 1 year, okay? Especially the position where the Tennessee Titans were. I felt like, again, Rand came into last season. He had Mike Rabel, again, someone that he did not pick, right? Mike Rabel was ready in order. So just trying to get his staff, his people, the players he wanted, the coaches he wanted. So I feel like that year, last year, wasn't really Rand's year. He wasn't the head honcho. Now this year, we could say, there was a couple of missed opportunities. A lot of people are like, well, he spent a lot of money and look at what the outcome was. And yes, I can agree with that one. He did spend a lot of money, but it's not like he didn't try to make moves. And the moves that he did, okay, if it wasn't Snead, if it wasn't Calvin Ridley, yes, Snead's situation did not pan out, but I mean, that's because he got injured. Wasn't playing great either, but he got injured and was the rest of the year was gone. You can't put that on him. Obviously, we were all excited for the Snead pick, okay? Things don't turn out sometimes, okay? It's not anyone's fault. But you can't, But Calvin Ridley, again, getting a player like that. Tony Pollard, getting a player like that. Now, don't get me wrong. There was some situations where, he didn't do good. But the draft class this year, I mean, he's hit on, I believe, on a decent draft class compared to John Robinson, So there is moments and things that, yes, you can say Rand Carthon did really, really well. And hey, yeah, I think Rand Carthon, he messed up here. A couple of these picks or a couple of these, players. I get it. But to give him the boot so quickly, that I don't agree. I think if in a scenario like this, you would go with, hey, yes, Callahan was a disaster, and he picked them, right? Same thing with Chad Brinkley, which is a name that's going to be floating up and that we're going to talk about in a little bit. Not Chad Brinkley. He hired Callie. He had Callahan to do like, hey, this is our coach. This is the coach I want. And even though a lot of people want Callahan fired, and there's a reason, and I understand why that we want him fired. Cole Anderson, special teams ass. The team started in the beginning of the season, did not progress, did not look like a team at the end of the season that's building towards something. There was games that they played good, bad, worse by the end of the year. No improvement. Now, there is a couple improvements, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like the whole team was, like the whole game was a bust. But there is, most of the time, the Tennessee Titans were not a good coach football team. Now, I said, hey, I don't like where Callahan's going, don't like what I see with Callahan, but I give him another year. Give him another year. Give Rand another year. People are like, no. And then you have your reasons why, hey, I don't want him as a coach. And you know what? If they were to fire Callahan, I completely understand. But if you're going to fire Rand and start this whole cycle, because the Tennessee Titans have this whole cycle of firing GMs, hiring GMs, firing coaches, hiring coaches, then do clean house. Clean house. How are you going to fire Rand Carthon, the general manager, who hired Brian Callahan, and not fire Brian Callahan? Cole Anderson's still on this. He's still coaching the Tennessee Titans, y'all. Now, this could be all, it could come out tomorrow or the end of this week, and they say, hey, Callahan's fired, and this video goes up to flames. But the fact that you have Rand fired and not Callahan, or not Chad Brinker, does not make sense. If you're going to fire one, fire the other. Clean house. Don't fire one and leave the other. Because now the situation comes next year or this year, we have to pick a GM. Now we get a GM, even though they said that Chad Brinker is going to be the mouth. Everything's going to be run through Chad Brinker. He's not going to be the GM. He's going to look for the GM, but he has the final say, even with the 53-man roster. Chad Brinker, he's not even the GM. He's going to be looking for a GM, but he's got the final say. That right there is a little strange. That's weird, y'all. This Titans organization is all over the place. It starts from the top, from general manager, from ownership, and it goes all the way down. There is not one single person in this world that's not going to look at the general manager spot and be like, well, they fired their coach last year. They fired the GM with only in 2 years. Fired him. Who's going to want that? There's no stability with this organization. That's why we are in the rut we are in. That's why we're the number one pick for the draft. This is a hot mess. I don't see us winning anything anytime soon. You gotta fix from the top all the way down to the bottom. You have to. And yes, people saying, oh, Amy Adams Strunk needs to get her, she needs to sell the team. She's not going to sell the team, y'all. She's part ownership of the team. Why would she sell the team? Why would she sell the team? Make it make sense, please. Please, you in the screen. Please tell me. If I had it's crazy. It's like something that you own and someone's telling you, hey, you need to sell it. Yeah, you probably don't. Yeah. You need to sell it. Why? You own it. You own it. Amy Adams Strunk owns percentage of the Tennessee Titans. It's from her family. That's the Adams family. Why would they sell something? Why? Of their own. Now, if she's going to sell it, she'll probably hand it down to one of her kids or one of her family members. That's the only logical thing. But stop saying she needs to sell the team, because she's not going to sell the team. She's not going to sell the team. So let's stop that, please. God, it's irritating. What do we do, guys? What do we do? I'm still stuck on the Chad Brinker situation and how much power he has. He's assistant general manager? That's pretty much the situation or the position he's going to be in. Assistant general manager. I don't know, guys. I think, like I said, if you were going to, I understand. I don't like the decision. I don't like the Rand Carthon move. But if they were going to do that, get rid of everyone. Clean house, start fresh, start new, so every single person's on board. Not half from last year, half now this year. Doesn't make sense whatsoever. Because it's going to be that cycle again. That's what the Tennessee Titans are doing. That cycle. General manager is going to come in. He might not like Callahan and where he's going. Guess what? Next year, say Callahan has a bad season again. They go, they win 2 games, 3 games again. They fire him. Now you have to bring another head coach. Just get rid of them all right now. Rip the Band-Aid off. Might as well. You ready to have Rand Carthon out? I don't agree with the Rand Carthon. I think got a short end of the stick. I think they didn't give him enough time. And it's really, really upsetting because I liked Rand. That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at as an organization. This organization needs to get their heads out of their asses. Or it's going to be, guess what, next year? It's going to be the same thing. We're going to be stuck in that number 1, 2 draft pick. With who? With what? Especially with this organization that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Let me know, you guys, down in the comments below. Come on, let's try to get some positivity. It's hard. This is the off season, ladies and gentlemen, and this just started. Incredible and crazy news. Rand Carthon, sorry, man. Wish you better luck somewhere else. As for Titan fans, buckle up. Get ready. It's going to be a long off season. And always, guys, tighten up. Let's go.